Hello guys, welcome back to episode 3 of Outer Worlds 2. So I was kind of tweaking out a little bit between episodes. It's November, early November right now. But you know, I was being stupid and just tweaking out a little bit about med school. But obviously, according to a lot of students, they say don't tweak out until April. And if you have many wait lists, there's a 90% chance you get in with them. I feel a lot better now, ready to play some Outer Worlds, ready to have a great time. Let's get right into it, guys. Fucking love this game, and the atmosphere is just great. Not saying it's like peak or anything, but it's pretty good so far. Don't mind if I just steal some of your shit. I know, I'm sorry. It's a video game, I have to kind of loot. I would never do this in real life, guys, I'm sorry. Your stuff is your stuff.
Did you not hear me? This place is closed. No learning today about how everything happens according to the obscure calculus of an indecipherable plan. Why are you asking? Who are you? An old acquaintance. How old? Do you know what happened to her that caused her such anguish it drove her to her present course of action? I don't know where she is. I haven't seen her since before the corporatists invaded the island.
That was a while ago, 9 years ago.
I'm afraid she's going to do
I guess
something
not quite.
terrible.
8 years ago.
But I just don't know what. Maybe none of this would have happened had I not introduced her to Victor. How did... You saw her terminal, didn't you? Victor's an Order archivist. We were all friends for a time. But then, shortly before the schism, they started talking to some others inside the Order. That's when things became tense. I started to become uneasy, scared, really. She kept getting angrier with the Order the more she worked with Victor and her other contacts. On top of everything else, it became just too much for me. Among other things. For some reason, she was obsessed with the cliffhanger ending of Chapter 6. It was the one where capitalist fanatics brought complete destruction upon Arcadia. But you know how it works. It was somehow miraculously saved at the beginning of the next chapter. Didn't matter to DeVries, though. She just kept going over it and over it. Would have talked to a Crabble about it if there was no one else to listen. That, and the invasion itself, set her mind to dark things. I begged her not to go down that road again.
Yeah.
She
Again.
was so agitated when I first met her. Must have been 7, going on 8 years ago now. She never slept, didn't talk to anyone if she could avoid it. After we became friends, she began to change. Still bothered her from time to time, but I thought it mostly behind her. I couldn't watch her go back to how she'd been. Or worse. No. But it had to be someone's fault, right? The Protectorate couldn't possibly have failed to safeguard the colony. And they had to answer the accusations the Order leveled at them. We became friends when she... Well, she saved me. I'd said something without thinking. Must have been distracted. We all know to watch every last word we say.
Right.
For some reason, she interceded on my behalf with an arbiter. And she convinced him he didn't hear what he actually did. No one does that. Void, I didn't think anyone could.
Huh.
We all were, originally, before the schism. But she never gave it up, even when it became illegal to even mention their name. Which was surprising with how angry she seemed to be getting with them, even as she was deep into scheming with Victor and the others. She even continued to sign her messages, "See you in the equation." It's all so confusing.
Sure, that is kind of confusing, to be honest.
What do you mean? It was where she worked, one of the Protectorate's communications hubs. She didn't speak of it much, at least to me. She may have spoken to Victor about it. I know I've no right to ask this of you, but when you find her, please remind her of who she used to be.
That was probably
She's
fake, bro, to be
unwell,
honest.
But I know there's still hope for her.
See what Shaft first,
That's
though.
all I can ask.
I have humanity, okay? Don't you worry. At least. Okay, that's that. Huh.
I've counted at least 6 horrendous death screams since you arrived. You must be affected. Could it be? You seem an honest-to-goodness rational human being. Oh, well then.
Basal
By the
ganglia.
Loeffler Risk Intercession Act, under Outbreak Provision 5A, I, Elmet Ormsby, Product Envisioner, Department of Proprietary Methodology and Audacious Advances, am your interim supervisor. Because I've squirreled myself away inside our test chamber for safekeeping? Well, I assure you my position as lead visionary of this innovative lab persists regardless. But back to the exciting news about this incredible new opportunity. You working for me. As an aide-de-camp of sorts, on a brief yet... Our lab had been researching the red spores that grown in... A local spore sample interacted with them to a somewhat homicidal degree, it would seem to appear. But, well, it should all be rather straightforward, yes? I suspect we'd use a top-down indirect coronium synthesis method, don't you think? Oh, dear. It's occurred to me this might benefit to some extent from medical training. Are you perhaps someone well-versed with pharmacological matters? Apologies. Tremendous. Well then, before we roll up, we'll need 2 things. Fresh samples of the red spores and the findings from the expedition that originally uncovered. After that, an antidote should be possible in relatively short order. Spore samples may be taken from a red... The research team's findings are on a terminal in another building on these same grounds.
Alright.
A satellite lab to the... Once we have an antidote firmly in hand, we can save my remaining colleagues.
Uh-oh.
So best not murder them all in the meantime.
I might have murdered them all in the meantime. Oops, a daisy.
Pretty convenient that he only managed to save himself from the spores. Still, we ought to fix this before it spirals more out of control.
Ugh. Oh.
I've had my fill of wrangling spores. This should be enough for the antidote.
Alright. I forgot we have tactical time dilation. Casually forgetting about it in the whole mechanic of the game. Oof. Download the data. Alright, let's return. Huh.
My most favorite, least homicidal subordinate. How's up? Absolutely. Now, first things first.
Alright.
Allow me to give this a I'll nose out the exact compound within our chemical reserves in 2 shakes of a rat's tail.
Alright.
Always fortuitous to have ready access to a key chemical agent nearby. This might work out yet. And just imagine the ad slogans. Air, now with extra fractiousness. Oh, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now we must formulate an antidote. If we're able to save my remaining subordinates, they can help us rush this product to market. Normally, I'd say perfection can't be hurried, but... there. I have determined the ideal counteragent. Here you are. Place it and the spore samples into that synthesizer. Enable the device, and it will begin a working antidote momentarily.
Alright,
We'll deal with
nice.
it directly as soon as it does, if you please.
Bro made a centrifuge. It's a literal centrifuge, bro. What is that even doing? It's not even mixing things.
I cannot wait to put this entire sordid affair behind us. Though in the end, this should turn out to be quite a lucrative day. I saw you working the chemical synthesizer. I presume you were successful in creating an antidote? Nice try. But you don't possess nearly the negotiating power you might suspect. Not when I can simply bide my time and wait for another gormless dunderhead to stumble by. Why, let that thick-headed boob amble off with your reward. Not budging? Oh, all right. I suppose I'd be willing to throw in a little extra as a merit bonus for your superlative performance. Wonderful, wonderful! Knew you seemed a bankably reliable sort.
Gotcha, bro.
All right. I am activating the air filtration system. There. Should only take a few moments for the antidote to circulate. Everyone still alive should be right as rain shortly. Marvelous. You'll find your remuneration in the chest behind me. My supervisor will hear of your actions. Oh, and before I forget, I, Omid Ormsby, under the power granted me by the Loeffler Risk Intercession Act, hereby free you from impressed service to Auntie's choice. Be seeing
Alright.
you.
I got you, bro. I'm trusted now. Let's go. Escape. Huh.
Well, at least it's not shooting the water anymore. Visitors, huh? Just meandering about, free of any appointed minder?
Yep.
Not so sure I ought to be speaking with you. If you need someone to talk to hereabouts, I suggest you seek out Vigilant Hogarth.
Alright, I will.
Tall, stately building back yonder is his domicile.
Domicile.
Hogarth. Milver Street reckons he's the key to converting this town.
Oh.
Let's bring him the good news of Auntie's choice, shall we?
Do hate to come off impolite. If you're so inclined, we can pick this up later, after you two confabulate.
Talk to you later, man.
Word to the wise, despite what you might hear.
Our enemies envy our prosperity, disdain our sense of community.
Greetings.
What's up?
The paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order.
It is my esteemed pleasure to welcome you to Westport, once a shining testament to protectorate excellence, now a picturesque example of the evils of corporatism. But where are my manners? We do not have much, but please let me offer you some victuals. Tut. I insist. Serving Unit 1. Something for the visitor at once?
Confirmative.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'd open my arms thusly for a stranger. Simple. As the guiding light for humankind, we always put our best foot forward, regardless of circumstance.
I can admire that.
We have community.
I believe something still can be done. This town can be saved, its people given a reprieve. Were we to acquire the one thing vital to our existence, automech parts. What?
Comestibles served.
We of the Protectorate pride ourselves on our mech programming. Among the vigilant, it is even considered something of a sport. We are not miracle workers, however. Without parts to work with, we've no hope of remaking our mechs to do tasks beyond their initial functions. We need repair mechs, domestic mechs, not combat ones. Serving Unit 1 here is about as much as can be accomplished without replacement parts.
The matriarch chose Eden because she recognized it as the perfect ecosystem. The native flora and fauna.
If I can return the settlement to a reasonable facsimile of its previous glory, sufficiently
These big
functional by
words.
employing
I mean, I know what
mechs
that
in the
means,
program
but,
to
you know.
repair and rebuild.
This is, I'm
Others
really
might see
being
fit to penalize
enlightened.
only me. Commute the others' sentences. Allow them to maintain things around here in the spirit of continuity and such.
Look around. If the Protectorate wanted to do right by you, you wouldn't be starving and wallowing in this metal quagmire. You want to help your people? Go to Fairfield.
Fairfield?
Yeah.
Why, they're the reason we're in this mess. You'll forgive me for questioning such timely offers of generosity and kindness. No thank you, not interested. I owe it to every single person here to try.
The system is resilient. The system abides. But now, more than ever, we
Nobody needs go anywhere. Not when we can still save Westport. We of the Protectorate endure as one, regardless of any hardships we must face. It'd have to be catastrophically obvious this place was doomed, and incontrovertibly beyond my means to save it, before I'd even consider such a recourse. When I look outside, I see people who are hardy and resilient, who trust the paradigm, who understand prosperity will return with time and group effort. I have the aid of key pillars of our community, several persons of note and good character who stand with and by me, and our town still functions. Our automechs are still running, mostly. We have a generator to power them, fresh water. The reassuring voice of everyone's neighbor Prudence wafts from our loudspeakers. Due to insufficient zeal in defense against seizure, sabotage, and/or manipulative indoctrinatory. Understand your reticence. I dare say I even share it. After a lifetime of strict compliance with state edict, feels almost mutinous to pursue such an undertaking. It's a gamble, no arguing that. But anything else is simply giving up and waiting for the end.
Everyone knows the paradigm.
That's abundantly kind of you. Though there must be something I can offer.
Because the matriarch herself designed it.
Enough to lead and inspire those who work there. Once at least. I was previously the ranking vigilant on this island.
Ooh.
Why do you ask?
Individualism ran rampant. Depletion.
Difficult place to saunter into. Station's off limits to anyone without the highest security clearance. For anyone lacking reason to be there, it's assured suicide. In exchange
Gotcha.
for the automech parts we need, I can provide you means to get inside. Never
Awesome.
dream of such a proposal in days of reason and quietude. Yet such is the here and now we find ourselves in. Wonderful. My unavoidable march to the gallows feels lighter already. At least now my subjects will have a fleeting chance. The parts can be found at the Euphoria Coast Automech Repair Center to the south. But do not, under any circumstances, tell those stationed there why you need them. To
Will
get
do, man.
inside, you will need an access pass from the Ministry of Accuracy. Since we have all been marked as traitors, I cannot create one for you here.
You are the raw material for perfection. From the lowliest subject,
Farewell now.
All right.
we must all fulfill our duty.
Have time for a chat, Commander? This is a delicate situation. You reckon we help folk here get back on their feet? Or do what the minister asked? Well, if we help Westport, the Vigilant has promised to get us into the box. Folk here could rebuild their community. Maybe. But it's only delaying the inevitable, if you ask me. If we convince these folk to join up with Auntie's Choice, they can start new lives away from the Protectorate guillotine. They'd be grateful once they see what we got on offer. Plus, the minister's deal was clear. Do this, and he'll tell you how to gain entrance to the Vox. So you'd still get what you're after. The whereabouts of DeVries, right?
Hmm.
Come
Yeah,
on,
what do you mean by that?
Commander. Westport's damn near underwater, and the Protectorate are claiming everyone they're in to be traitors. Barring some mass change of heart, it's a matter of time before these folk get struck down by their own. The Vigilant seems a decent enough sort, but he's just one man. You want to give these folk a real shot at living? Send them to Fairfield.
But this guy's a Fairfield Glazer. I need more time to think about it.
Outsider, under Protectorate law, we are bound to inform you that you have entered a recreant locality.
Persuading 3 key subjects to leave.
Our sense of community, they sneer at our contentment.
Well, look who it is. What is it? Speak your mind. Certainly. What would you like to know? I know as an outsider you ours. We're also Is there anything else? Farewell.
Hey, who's the important subjects?
Work isn't strenuous or stressful. Food is nutritious and plentiful. We have everything we need. Prudence dictates we take a moment to appreciate it all and thank the sovereign.
No one living there or something? What's going on? Just free shit all around? Okay.
How empty are the lives of Auntie's subjects that they need to rely on consumerism to find meaning?
Auntie's Choice is an invasive species, Prudence says. To inform on a neighbor is a blessing.
As the perfect ecosystem.
The matriarch and sovereign appeared right out of the aether. Just as I imagine, caught me reciting passages from a beacon to the cosmos. That part always hits me directly. To quote my personal log, an essential passage, rightful and me? Moved to Fair? Why, even if it was still held by our proud protectorate, I've been assigned here. Everything is in its proper place within the paradigm.
Sometimes challenges do arise.
Would a true ally speak so plainly? Or coolly remark with some cryptic double entendre? Straight talk seems more the province of hidden agents, savvily angling to trick somebody. If you were a Sentinel, or in some Sentinel-adjacent role, I'd of course be honored to have you inspect my belongings. Unfortunately, my house is currently besieged by Crabbles. In any case, back to it.
Keep doing your job
All right.
with pride. Keep informing on your neighbors. Say
Whoa! Loot, 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 loot. Talk about a hoarder home, man. Uh-oh. See, look
who's back? Don't suppose you checked in with Vigilant? I mentioned to the Vigilant how I'd reset my chef mech to prepare meals to my liking. Next thing you know, all the subjects are expected to mind their assigned area and particular forte. So I was a mite taken aback. I assume those are approved protectorate announcements, correct? With everyone's neighbor prudence and the like? I mean, sorry. Of course they are. Not to indulge in idle talk, but things have been different around here of late. Not at all overwhelmed or terrified of dying, though, of course. The system abides.
The paradigm epitomizes the pinnacle of social order. Why? Because the matriarch herself.
Much to do, truly. Toughest challenge now is upkeep of key apparatus. If that generator goes, for instance, doubt I have means to fix it. We lose power to charge our mechs, this place is done for. Final nail in the coffin, or similarly minded What?
Poor dears didn't have the firm, benevolent hand of the sovereign.
Don't mind if I do.
Here on Eden, we all enjoy the full luxuries the paradigm affords us.
Don't mind if I steal some parts from you guys. Looks like you guys won't be needing it anytime soon.
That doesn't sound like a sanctioned communique.
The announcer's voice is so smooth, mellifluous, persuasive.
Did you know that in Auntie's Choice, we don't pre-select your assignment at birth? It's true.
Mellifluous. Being pleasant.
Just good old-fashioned freedom.
You know.
In fact, the former protectorate subjects now
What's up, man?
Ah, the Outlander I spoke with before. What brings you back around? Why, that's wonderful. I'm actually quite relieved a fellow customer like yourself somehow saw through my carefully maintained act. Others in Westport fail to perceive my true nature. I am hardly one of the herd around here. A reference you'll no doubt recognize from those keen Auntie's Choice commercials. Ah, I am not familiar, though that does sound like one of their products. I refer to the ones for Purpleberry Crunch brand cereal. You likely guessed their influence right off, what with my assertive attitude and all. I laugh at danger. I hand make my own luck. That character is a revelation. You and I are just like him. Get up and go-getters. Say, did Auntie's Choice send you here? Don't fret. I am exceedingly skilled at keeping secrets.
You've been fed a lot of hooey about all of us at Auntie's Choice. Your so-called superiors would have you...
If I understand the subtext, that means yes. Dearie me, you are the first
Secret agent
I have ever met. At least in waking life. Now, do tell, what is the latest word from the field?
Your auntie, they say they offer you direction, meaning, purpose. We say that...
Really? What was he like? Bold? Assertive? With a wildly obstreperous theatrical air?
What are these words? Obstreperous.
You're just part of the herd. At Auntie's Choice, we respect the individual.
Noisy, unruly. Okay, obstreperous.
An audacious proposal. Yet this place, despite its recent humidity, remains comfortable and familiar.
Join us. Embrace freedom.
With a full case, I might gorge upon such sweet goodness morning, noon, and night. All right, hand it over. Oh, but what would Vigilant Hogarth say? What would everyone say? I can scarcely imagine it. Abandoning my community only to satisfy my gastronomical urges and risk-taking attitude. No, I couldn't leave unless Hogarth ordered everyone to go.
I see my opportunity and take it.
Righto. Well, you seem rather confident. Best of luck, I suppose. You are surely going to need it. Please inform me if, when, of course, you receive it. As a recent convertee to Auntie's Choice, I'd be honored to share my maverick individualist perspective. Well, I can tell you someone who thinks he's important. Pinckney. Ever since he became interim chief mechanist, he's been crying day and night about that generator. If anything happens to that thing, I worry for his mind.
You have no water.
Of course. Toodaloo.
Press this so I can always heal up. Hey, how you doing?
You walked in here under your own steam and appear reasonably free of cuts, burns, or weeping lesions. So, I assume you're presently devoid of mortiferous injuries.
What kind of assumption is
Because
that?
we've got more of that than we can handle.
Yeah, what about internal injuries?
Don't suppose you have any medical supplies to spare, do you? That you might kindly consider donating? Oh, no thank you. Not looking for anything that does more harm than good. I have enough ailments to manage already. From what I've heard about Auntie's medicaments, might poison a patient or cause them to grow an extra head or something. Never know what they're testing out on you.
My extra parts aren't side effects. That's your implication. And anyhow, I should think some minor side effects would be preferable to dying.
Ooh.
Honestly? Well, I'm a reasonable judge of character, and you seem upright. On behalf of my patients and I, thank you. We're all grateful. Guess outsiders aren't all just base individualists like they say on the wireless. Barring this being some tricky sales strategy, that is. This is a good start, but I fear it won't last long. Wouldn't happen to know a reliable means to procure more, would you? They'd sell to us? Those medicaments you gave us before? No, never. You must think me easily hoodwinked. Our societies are sworn enemies. This is dangerous talk, friend. We've already been branded traitors. If we give them any excuse now, they'll send in the arbiters directly. Not seeing a wealth of options here at present. I can watch my patients die, then face execution, or we can resettle elsewhere and remain alive.
Yep.
I lean toward the latter. The abandoned section of Westport ought to have some supplies. Should be enough medicaments down there to help our injured survive the trip to Fairfield. It's perilous, though.
No.
Well, now, that should do nicely. Thank
All
you.
right.
Hope those Crabbles didn't give you too much trouble. I recognize these patients require more care than I'm
Looks like we
able
got
to
him
provide
earlier.
here. Seems like in Fairfield, I can get them the help they require. The one last additional thing we'll need is for Vigilant Hogarth to agree to it. It's less a concern about disloyalty and more my respect for his abilities.
Damn,
He's
what a
skilled
good guy.
leader, and we could sorely use his aid, from coordinating logistics to keeping up morale. I'll surely have my hands full with my patients. His presence on the journey would save lives.
All right.
All right. Be careful out there.
See ya, bro. Alright, Hogarth. See what you think now, buddy.
That endless yattering is more. Ah, the itinerant stranger returns. Thought you'd agreed to help us, not those corporate heathens. Not my favorite topic of discourse, but I do like the cut of your jib. Very well. State your piece. But it's not everyone, is it? I'm sure it's not. The majority of my subjects are steadfastly loyal, resolute, right as rain.
I wish I could be more like them.
Don't follow the herd.
Oh, I would love to argue that this is not the case, but I fear you are correct. This war, this devastation, it can't be denied they've taken their toll.
Yep.
Ultimately, I regard their well-being above all, but the joke is on you, really, and them, I suppose. Don't you see? We're all traitors. I no longer hold any authority over anyone. But if they still wish my blessing, it is theirs. My former subjects are free to live an empty life with Auntie's choice. I'll make an announcement. Order them to depart for Fairfield. But I will be staying.
Come to Fairfield, bastion of the weary, and join the winning side. I shall await you with open arms.
You want freedom of choice. You want Auntie's choice. The stamen of a typical Arcadian Titan flower, or Colossicus arum, is responsible for dumping several pounds.
You should live with your people.
Haven't I failed them enough for one lifetime? No. I will stay here and loyally await the judgment I richly deserve.
You just wanted the best for them.
My former subjects jumped at the chance to abandon Westport. They don't need me.
An easeful release from Arcadian allergens of all kinds. Use Falderall's mollifying demulcent and breathe easy once again. Falderall, the most trusted name in exo-endiology.
I suppose my duty to my people remains, whether here.
Damn, bro, folded under slight pressure.
All right. I'll go. Unsure how I'll endure such an empty existence. Perhaps, if I offer my old subjects periodic advice, our sense of community may somehow, despite the wiles of commercialism, remain. All right, then. Suppose it's time to make my announcement.
Hey, we popped off in such a peaceful way. That was a good story.
Attention, everyone. Attention. I, Vigilant Ogden Hogarth, hereby do order all subjects under my command to abandon the settlement of Westport at the earliest possible juncture. You are to depart for the township of Fairfield, safely and together. Once there, you are to appeal to local authorities for citizenship with Auntie's choice. Thereupon, you are thus and forevermore relieved of your duties as subjects of the Protectorate. This is a direct order from your Vigilant and is not to be questioned and cannot be countermanded. Now see to your preparations. I will join you shortly.
Wow. Inspirational, man. Inspirational.
Appreciate you agreeing to help, but the arm's itching something fierce. Ready to do away with it. We ought to head to Doc Tinsley's, quickly if we can.
Anyhow, was there something you needed, Commander?
This is all going perfectly according to the paradigm, I guess. I just can't wait for it to be going more perfectly again.
Hope I don't get assigned to a grafting lab in Fairfield. Don't want to have to transplant a Raptidon head onto some poor so-and-so's body.
Nah, you'll be good.
Don't suspect the Sovereign will be too fond about these orders to evacuate. Or the Consul.
It's done, man. Oh.
You've lifted my spirits right out of their doldrums.
Ooh, damn.
New guests have just arrived.
Look at that reward.
A considerable reward for your considerable efforts. Had anyone asked, I would have bet a year's pay against your capturing the hearts and minds of the denizens of Westport, and it seems I would have been out a great deal of bits. I've two minds about the convertees. Anyone with eyes can see they need guidance, but a pernicious system is not easily abandoned. Have you any thoughts? trust will take time to build. Time and patience.
Yeah, you gotta be nice.
But that is an investment I am ready to make. You've given me a great deal to think about. I am in your debt. I cannot overstate what a capital compatriot you've been, my friend. Now be off. I've many refugees to see to. Plan is such a strong word. Let's call it a hunch. Consider this your first lesson in propaganda. Find whatever your target desires most and use it towards your own ends. Speak with Vigilant Hogarth in the building beside the saloon. He was in charge around here before we arrived. I have no doubt he knows vital information to the Vox's functioning. Now, should you ever find yourself visiting the ACS Undisputed Claim, do come see me. I've no doubt that when we next meet, I'll have risen 6 ranks, at least. Farewell.
6 feet underground. You're lucky I'm righteous.
Every time I think I'm having a bad day, I just
Alright, that's a good place to end it off for today. That's gonna be the end of episode 3, and I'll see you guys in the next one.